yeah. Sit down. Oh, wow. Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day it is here in Menifee Valley at the Center for Spiritual Living. You are welcome here. I'm so glad you're here, and I would love you to turn to somebody else in this room and say, I'm glad you're here. Oh, the enthusiasm is unbelievable. Great. It's wonderful. And right now, we've got to find out what's going on in this community, Menifee, and in our Center for Spiritual Living right here. And the only person that knows it isn't here today. So we're going to with our core president, Mr. Dave Minyard.
Good morning, all. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Menifee Valley. We are a new thought community based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes, and which revolve around the basic principles of the power of positive thinking and the law of attraction. I sit in the very back, so I never get to express to anybody, but I'm glad you're all here today. So thank you. January theme. Our January theme is ancestral wisdom and new thought. So this January we explore ancestral wisdom and new thought, reflecting on the timeless truths that guide spiritual growth across generations. Rooted in the science of mind, we return to foundational principles that remind us of our oneness with the divine and our creative power to shape our lives through conscious thought. Excuse me. As we step into the new year, may we honor the wisdom that has come before us, both from our ancestors and from our own life experiences. Each lesson carries insight, guidance, and love, helping us open our minds, hearts, and spirits to what is yet to be revealed. So this month, let us listen deeply, reflect consciously, and step into new beginnings with courage, curiosity, and an open heart. Are we ready?
Absolutely.
All right, so for those of you who might not know what's going on right now, there's a word. Absolutely. I'm going to read some stuff, and I expect you all to give back to me that word with all the passion and confidence that you can muster, because it absolutely is the most positive affirmation you can say. Nothing beats it. So let's make it loud and proud. Am I right? Absolutely. All right. Do we honor the wisdom of those who came before us? Absolutely. Are we open at the top, ready to release old thinking and receive new insight? Absolutely. Can we carry ancestral wisdom forward with curiosity, courage, and love? Absolutely. Are we, as we stand at a new beginning, are we willing to listen deeply and grow consciously? Absolutely. And let January mark our fresh beginning, grounded in wisdom, open to truth, and guided by spirit, ready to grow into what is being revealed. And when I am asked if I'm ready for this new year, we all say together, loud and proud, absolutely. All right, give yourself a hand, and so it is. Yes. All right. On to the announcements. Please silence your cell phones, because they are contagious. One goes off, they all go off. Next week, our speaker is going to be Ann Woodward, and her talk is going to be Cause and Effect within the Sweetgrass. I don't know. Some of these titles, I don't know. I'm very curious about today's. It's something about wild strawberries. I love wild strawberries, so we'll see where that goes. Inside your bulletins, you're going to find a list of community events happening at the center. Feel free to take the insert with you, but please leave the outer booklet part in the basket over there by the desk. Upcoming events. We have Sisters Healing Sisters. That's this Wednesday. This Wednesday, right? Oh, yeah, today's the 11th. January 14th, here at the center in this sanctuary. It's 6 to 7:30. It's a free monthly women's circle where women come together to support, uplift, and heal. In this nurturing space, you can share openly, listen deeply, and grow in sisterhood, fostering connection, understanding, and renewal. Come as you are and leave feeling grounded, supported, and inspired. I've heard really good things about it from people that have been there. So I highly recommend attending that. Again, that's this Wednesday, 6 o'clock here in the sanctuary. Also coming up this month, Friday, January 23rd, Linda, thank you. I made notes. We have the live jam event. So every month we have live music here at the center. This on the 4th Friday of every month. So mark your calendars for this one, January 23rd at 6 p.m. Looking for Trouble, which is the very first band that played here last year. They are a really good blues rock band. Female singer, the guitar player is phenomenal, and they're going to be performing their entire new album. And acting Menifee Mayor Bob Carwin is going to be the opening act, featuring his, which I don't understand, but it's trop rock music. So I don't know what that means, and I'm a music guy, don't know what it means, but I know that he's very funny, and his music is very funny, and I imagine him playing on a cruise ship, if that helps. He's just one man with a guitar, but that's the energy, the vibe that he gets, just drinking margaritas, you know, kind of thing. So, very funny. Yeah, very funny. Don't miss it. And the original food that was going to be there is not going to be there now. It's going to be better. So, it's going to be barbecued pulled pork. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. What's that? Yeah, no, it's not going to be good. Don't come. No, so the food is $10, and as of right now, the events are free if you just want to come and listen to music. But if you want food, it's $10, which I will tell you, we've been to every single one of these. They've been going on just a year. They just had their year celebration, and I've eaten every time, and I've never once said, this was $10? Every time it's like, oh my God, this was $10? Cool. So yeah, I mean, it's barbecue. It is pulled pork, man. Pulled pork sandwiches. Now, how can you go wrong with barbecue pulled pork sandwiches? You can't. Let's stop trying. I'm going to move on. Barbecue pulled pork, Friday, January 23rd, 6 to 8 here. Live music. Pulled pork. All right. So it is, like I said, it's a free event, but it is $10 if you want the food. So make sure you come. And if you come early enough, we always have a VIP table for members of the center, so you can sit there. But you gotta come early, otherwise you miss it. So stay for service after the service today. We have coffee and treats, I believe, right? I hope. Okay, we should ask first. Yes, we do. We have treats and coffee. If you have a prayer request for this week, please place it in the prayer box located underneath the table over there, underneath the portrait of Ernest Holmes at the table. For more information, you can visit our website, CSLMV.org. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. I always speak very passionately about the algorithms of this universe, and one of the most important things you can do to help the center, besides contributing, is liking and sharing our stuff on Facebook. It helps immensely. It gets people noticing us and seeing us, and it helps people find us, and I think that people finding us is what this is all about, this whole teaching. So help us with that. Before I intro our practitioner, Eloise Newell over here, to lead us in some awesome meditation, followed by White Feather with some awesome music, followed by Bill with an awesome reading, followed by Reverend Linda with an awesome talk, and followed by some food and prayer and all the fun stuff. Please repeat after me. Open minds.
Open minds.
Open hearts.
Open hearts.
Open arms.
Open arms.
Open at the top.
Open at the top.
Thank you all. Have a great week.
chant this morning is the Mula Mantra. And all chants are prayers, whatever language they're in. It's a prayer acknowledging that the God is within you. Om Satchidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Om Satchidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. 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 And this beautiful Sunday morning, where we are in this blessed, sacred sanctuary, knowing, learning, acknowledging, and being in the awareness that God is within everyone. God is all there is. And we acknowledge that when we get in touch with that Godness, that awareness that God leads us, shows us the way, guides us, and actually gives us our fantastic ideas, and then helps us promote them. It is so invigorating. It's the brightness of the light that is within everyone. And when we get in touch with that, we also become aware that they are God also. So let us overcome all our catastrophes by just sitting and knowing God takes care of it all. God shows us the way. God invigorates us. And God is established everywhere in the universe. And in my gratitude, just for learning this, knowing this, becoming aware of this, I release my word into the law of mind with vast thanks. And together we say, and so it is.
of mine, and today I will be reading from the Essential Ernest Holmes. This is a book that was written by the followers of Holmes, especially William Hornaday, who followed Holmes as the head of the religious science or science of mind. And I'm searching for that page that has his introduction in it, and I won't bother you with that any longer. I'll read you what the message was that Ernest taught. He was very much in tune with the Hermetic teachings of spiritual mind treatment for curing and healing. And he writes, Ernest Holmes writes, "We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. Spiritual mind healing has long since passed the experimental stage. We now know why it is that faith has performed miracles. We live in a universe of pure, unadulterated spirit, perfect being. We are, as Emerson said, in the lap of infinite intelligence. Then there is a spiritual prototype of perfection at the center of everything. And we walk in that spirit. Since our spiritual understanding is not sufficient to enable us to mentally reset bones, we call on a surgeon to reset bones. Since we cannot walk on water, we take a boat. We can only go as far as our spiritual knowledge takes us. Principle is infinite, but we shall demonstrate its power only at the level of our concept of it. Every day we have the announcement from scientists that they have made new discoveries, laws which have always existed, but which have only now been utilized. Do not let anyone discourage or belittle your efforts by asking, why don't you walk on water? Jesus did. Someday, someone will come along who knows how to walk on it and over it. And I want to add that most recently on the internet and on television, there have been numerous pictures of footwear that allows people to walk on water. I give you that. Ernest Holmes gives you that. And so it is.
So it is.
Well, now somebody who actually does walk on water, walks on air, our guest speaker today, she's not our guest speaker, she is our resident minister, and I'm proud to introduce Reverend Linda Overton.
Good morning. Good morning. So good to be here. So, Centers for Spiritual Living Home Office comes up with global themes, monthly themes, and the global theme and weekly themes. And the global theme for this year is open at the top. And the January theme is Ancestral Wisdom, New Thought, which Dave talked about. And that reminds us that Ernest Holmes was open to many spiritual traditions, including Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, mystical teachings, and all these teachings from around the world. And he studied these paths to discover universal spiritual truths and shared what he learned in the science of mind. He welcomed wisdom whenever he found it, taking in ideas that supported life and growth and freely passing them on to others. He described this approach as open at the top, which we say every week. And open at the top means that we have an open mind, especially when it comes to spiritual ideas. It's a willingness to explore new thoughts and teachings without being confined to one rigid belief system. So that leads us to the weekly topic, which is circulation and wild strawberries. So the question is, how might my life change if I gave and received as free as wild strawberries grow? So let's take a moment and imagine it. Imagine there's a field of tiny, bright strawberries, and they're pushing up through the soil, reaching for the sun without asking for permission. They don't just hoard sunlight or rain. They don't question who is worthy. They just glow, quietly, abundantly, and generously. What if our acts of kindness, love, and generosity could do the same? The question takes us to a place deeper than theory. It takes us into lived wisdom. Wisdom found both in the science of mind and in the ancestral knowledge of the Potawatomi people. So Robin Wall Kimmerer is a Potawatomi botanist and storyteller, and she says that in a way she was raised by strawberries. Not by stories, not by markets, not by transactions, but by gift. And she was found on, she was a 2025 CSL Spiritual Hero in the Science of Mind magazine. She was on the front cover for December. And if you're not getting this magazine, you should. I read it every single morning. It has spiritual guides. You can get it, loved like this, paper copy, or you can get it online. But I love that magazine, and I read it every single morning when I do my prayer work. But as a child, she learned the rhythm of the land by watching the strawberries appear. First came the little white blossoms, delicate and quiet. Then the green nubs, small, sour, and full of promise. And finally, the red fruit, ready only when the time was right. The children gathered patiently and carefully started picking them, and they left some for tomorrow, some for others, and some for the birds. Every year, these wild strawberries became a Father's Day gift. Strawberry shortcake, made not from something purchased, but something received, a gift from the land. A gift made sweeter because it could not be bought. The Potawatomi call the strawberry Ode Min, which means the heartberry. In their creation stories, Sky Woman's daughter dies and is returned to earth. And from her heart, the strawberry plant grows. In this way, the strawberry becomes her final and most sacred gift to the people. A reminder that love continues even after loss. Because of this story, strawberries are not seen as something to own, sell, or control. They are understood as gifts given freely from the earth. They carry teachings about generosity, gratitude, and love. To receive a strawberry is to receive a blessing, an expression of care from the land itself. And this is where the indigenous wisdom and new thought meet. Ernest Holmes tells us that life itself is meant to flow. He writes, "It is only as we allow the divine current to flow through us, on and out, that we really express life. The law of giving and receiving is definite. And when Ernest Holmes talks about the divine current, he's talking about the flow of life. Love, kindness, help, ideas, and abundance. The flow is meant to move through us, not stop us. We really express life when we let good come to us and then pass it on. When we share what we've been given, our time, our care, our resources, or our encouragement, we stay connected to the flow of life. That is why Holmes says the law of giving and receiving is definite. You can't have one without the other. When we give freely, we stay open. When we receive with gratitude, the flow continues. So I belong to several groups, and one of them is the Veterans for Foreign Wars Auxiliary. So what we do is support veterans of foreign wars, and we go out into the community and do other things. And one of the things we do is go out to March Air Force Base, and they do a Christmas party for homeless and low-income veterans, and we all give away things. So this year we were just out there in December, and Menifee was giving out blankets to the homeless veterans and to the low-income veterans. And it's just so rewarding to give back to other people. And when you're giving back, then things come back to you. So when I broke my leg, this organization that I belong to got together and gave back to us, and they brought us meals every day for like 2 months while I was recovering from my broken leg. And it's just wonderful, and that's how giving and receiving works. So simply put, life works best when we don't hold on too tight, but let goodness move through us like wild strawberries that keep growing and sharing themselves. Ernest Holmes also says, undoubtedly, we are surrounded by and immersed in a perfect life, a complete, normal, happy, sane, harmonious, and peaceful existence. But only as much of this life as we embody will really be ours to use. And Holmes echoes this truth when he says, it is the nature of the universe to give us what we are able to take. It cannot give us more. It has given all. We have not yet accepted the gift. So Ernest Holmes taught that life is already filled with peace, harmony, and happiness. These good things are always available, but we experience only what we allow into our thinking and into our lives. Life already contains all these things, the love and abundance that we need. But we need to open ourselves up to it and let it move through us. And then we naturally experience more of it. Nothing is held back. Abundance is meant to flow freely, like wild strawberries that grow and share themselves over and over and over again. The universe is already offering everything we need, but we only experience as much of it as we are willing to receive. The limitation isn't on the universe's side, it's on our side. It doesn't hold back, it doesn't ration. Instead, it's our beliefs, our fears, our sense of unworthiness, our habits of scarcity. They all keep us from accepting what is already available. And in simple terms, life has already said yes. The question is whether we are open enough to hear it, trust it, and receive it. When we expand our capacity to receive by letting go of fear, practicing gratitude, and staying open, the gifts that were always present can finally be experienced. What if there's already more than enough? And the real challenge is learning to receive it. And what if our resistance to receiving is tied to our resistance to giving? So in science of mind, that is called the law of circulation. The understanding that giving and receiving are not two separate acts, but one continuous movement. When we give love, we open ourselves to love. When we give kindness, generosity, time, forgiveness, that's what we activate. And when we withhold out of fear, scarcity, resentment, or self-protection, we interrupt that flow. And I currently have fears that I'm working on right now. One of them is I got in a car accident a year ago. And so now I have this fear of driving but I don't allow it to take over me, because if I don't get in the car and drive, I won't experience everywhere that the car will take me to. So even though I've got this fear, I get in the car and I say prayers and stuff, and I just let it go. And another one of my fears is just a fear of experiencing life, because I broke my leg and I don't want to break my leg again. And so I allow that sometimes to limit what I allow myself to do, but I'm getting myself out there more and knowing that if I don't get out in the world more, I'm going to just be stuck at home. So both of those fears I have to work on every single day, and I'll get through them. So the Potawatomi understand this deeply. They live in what we might call a gift economy, where the sacredness of life is preserved because nothing essential is owned, only shared. To buy and sell everything they believe is to forget its holiness. Robin Wall Kimmerer writes that a gift comes to us through no action of our own. We cannot earn it, we cannot demand it. Our only role is to be open and present. And she's talking about the idea of true gifts. Things that come to us freely without us doing anything to deserve them. A gift like this is not something we can truly buy, earn, or demand. It arrives on its own, often unexpectedly. Our role, she says, is simply to be open and present. This means noticing the gift, appreciating it, and allowing it into our lives with gratitude. We don't have to control it, or fix it, or figure it out. Just receive it fully. In other words, some of life's most meaningful blessings, like kindness, love, or the beauty of nature, are offered freely. All we need to do is to be ready to receive them. And that is a spiritual practice. And I always talk about spiritual practice, and that definitely is one of them that we really need to embrace. Many of life's greatest gifts don't need to be earned or chased. Kindness, love, connection, the beauty of nature, they're already here and offered to us every day. So spiritual practice isn't about trying harder or proving ourselves. It's about noticing these gifts, staying open, and receiving them with gratitude. When we do, life's goodness can flow to us and through us. So today, I invite you into 3 simple but powerful questions. First, what is mine to give? Not what should I give, not what do I do to give, but not what do I have to do to give, but what is naturally loving mine to offer today. What can I give of my time, my talent, and my treasure? So I also belong to a bunco group. And there's a lady in our bunco group that has breast cancer. And so they set up a meal train, and I'm like, oh, I have to give back because people brought me food for 2 months. So tonight, John and I are bringing food over to her. It's our turn to give back to the people that gave back to us. So maybe a kind word, patience with someone in the market that's having a hard time. Be a little patient. Give time to someone lonely. Maybe a listening presence, a meal, encouragement, or maybe a little extra tithe today when the basket comes around. By giving freely, whether love, kindness, or resources, we set the law of circulation in motion, opening ourselves to receive blessings in return. When we withhold, we limit this flow and our own experience of abundance. God offers us good, yet only as much good as we are willing to receive. So spiritually speaking, giving of our time, talent, and treasure is how we consciously participate in the flow of life that is already given to us. When we give our time, we offer our presence. Time itself and choosing to be fully present with someone, listening, caring, showing up is a way of saying, life matters here. It affirms connection and reminds us that love is experienced in shared moments. When we use our talents, we share our special gifts we've been given, our creativity skills, our kindness and wisdom, and they're all meant to be used, not kept to ourselves. And on a deeper level, sharing our talents lets life work through us and allows our gifts to help and bless others. When we give of our treasure, we acknowledge that abundance flows, not stagnates. Financial giving is not about loss, but trust. Trust that the same source that provides for us continues to circulate good through generous hearts. It is an affirmation that we are not separate from the flow of abundance, but part of it. So together, time, talent, and treasure are expressions of spiritual readiness. They say, I recognize what has been freely given to me, and I choose to let it move through me. This kind of giving keeps the heart open, deepens our connection to life, and aligns us with the spiritual truth that what we receive freely are called to give freely. So, second, how am I receiving? Can I accept without guilt? A compliment without deflection? The simple joy of a morning sunrise? A gift without explanation? A simple thank you? Notice how you accept the good in your life. Compliments, help, or love. Often we deflect feeling guilty, or we over-explain, but really receiving is fully just as important as giving. When we accept with a simple thank you, without guilt or excuses, we keep the flow of abundance moving, letting the good of life circulate through us. And I really had to learn that too while I was going through my broken leg, because I'm so used to like being independent, and people were trying to help me and give to me, and it was just so challenging for me, but I had to learn to just say thank you for helping me, just a simple thank you. And then finally back to our guiding question, how might my life change if I gave and received as freely as wild strawberries grow? What would soften? What would open? What would begin to circulate again? Imagine what it would feel like to offer your kindness, time, and resources without hesitation, and to accept gifts, compliments, with gratitude and openness. How might your relationships, your sense of abundance or connection to life shift if you allow the free flow of giving and receiving to move through you naturally? Observe what unfolds within you as you embrace the law of circulation in a more heartfelt way. There's a story of a young woman named Maya who lived in a busy city. One chilly morning, she stopped at her favorite coffee shop. She had just enough money for her own coffee. But when she got to the counter, the barista told her, the person in front of you already paid for your coffee. She felt a warm, unexpected wave of gratitude, but also a little awkwardness. She thanked the barista, took her coffee, and sat down by the window, sipping slowly, thinking about the kindness of the stranger. Later that day, walking home, she saw a man struggling to carry a stack of heavy boxes up the stairs to his apartment. Without thinking, she ran over to help. The man smiled, thanked her, and offered her a small handmade candle in return. Maya accepted it with genuine gratitude, feeling a ripple of joy spread through her. Weeks later, Maya realized something. That one expected gift, that cup of coffee, had opened her heart. Because she received freely, she could give freely. That simple act of circulation set a chain of small, meaningful connections in motion. She found herself noticing opportunities to help, to listen, to encourage, and she realized that the more she allowed life's goodness to flow through her, the richer her own experience became. Abundance, she learned, isn't about money or possessions. It's about allowing life to move through us, to give and receive freely like wild strawberries ripening in the sun, offering themselves without question. Ernest Holmes wrote, "We have made a riddle out of simplicity. Therefore, we have not read the sermons written in stones, nor interpreted the light of love running through life." Holmes is reminding us that life's deepest truths are not hidden or complex. They are simple. We complicate them with fear, with striving, with the belief that we must earn what has already been given. Yet the lessons in love, generosity, and connection are written everywhere. In nature, in ordinary moments, and the way life meets us each day if we are willing to notice. Wild strawberries are one of those lessons. They teach abundance without excess, generosity without depletion, and love without condition. They remind us that giving does not diminish us, and receiving does not make us weak. Instead, both keep life in motion. So this week, let us practice, not perfectly, but intentionally. Let us notice one place where maybe we can give freely without calculation or expectation. Maybe CSLMV. Let us notice one place where we can receive fully without guilt, deflection, or fear. And let us pay attention to what begins to shift when we allow that flow. Because when we live this way, with open hands and open hearts, and open at the top, we don't just talk about abundance. We become a living expression of it. We become a place where kindness moves easily, where love circulates naturally, where life is allowed to flow through us. And when life flows like that, freely, generously, and lovingly, that is heaven on earth. So may you walk into this week with open hands and open heart, giving and receiving freely, and discovering that life itself is already blessing you. Thank you, and so it is.
And so it is.
So let's pray. You can close your eyes, or you can keep your eyes open, and take a deep breath in, and let it out. And know that infinite spirit, the source of all life, flows freely through me, like the sunlight and rain, nourishing the earth. Abundance, love, joy, and kindness are all around me, offered freely, just as wild strawberries grow and ripen, without asking or holding back. I give freely of my time, my talents, my care, and my resources, allowing the sweetness of my life to be shared with others. I receive with gratitude, fully and without hesitation, knowing that the gifts of life, like the red fruit of the heartberry, are always offered to me when I am open to receive. I am a channel for the circulation of life, letting goodness flow through me as effortlessly as a strawberry seed scattered to create new growth. As I give and receive, abundance multiplies, love deepens, and connection spreads naturally and joyfully. Allow the current of life to move freely through me in balance and harmony and in deep gratitude as I celebrate the gifts that arrive with gratitude and wonder. And I release this into the law, knowing it is done right here, right now, as I say these words. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. You know, I told you, that woman can walk on water. Wonderful. Oh. Well, all right, that wraps up the day, and we can go home now, except it is time for our offertory, and we would like you to just listen to the words that our licensed practitioner, Ellen, has to say.
I have an abundance affirmation that I would like you to repeat after me. With open hearts and open minds,
With open hearts and open minds,
I give cheerfully,
I give cheerfully,
knowing the love and abundance I share
knowing the love and abundance I share
returns to me in joyful ways.
returns to me in joyful ways.
And now we have our usher, Gail, who will be coming around accepting your tithes, your gifts, your donations to help keep this center wealthy. I like the word wealthy. And electronic donations can be made after the service with Dave at the sound booth. We now also accept tithes and donations through Zelle. CSLMV@gmail.com. How's that? Okay, so right now we are going to be singing I Am So Blessed, and Brian is going to come here and sing it with us because we are so blessed. I just want to acknowledge Dave and Kara, who beautifully took down all the Christmas decorations that were up until last night. And now we have our sanctuary back the way we usually do, but wasn't Christmas fun with all those decorations? And thank you both so much.
We did it with love. Marie, don't give me that look. We did it with love.
You can have a chair back there.
It's not so much who took it down, it's who put it up.
We put it on.
All right, now it's time to wrap up our meeting today. Did you have a good time? Absolutely. I did. And now it's time to join together, if you'd like, in a circle. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but certainly we join hands and we circle and we sing our peace song, because that is the main purpose of the science of mind, and that is to find that perfect peace. And let us join together now as we sing, "Let there be peace on earth."
Let